So I finished all my projects. I have nothing left that I need to do. And I can settle down and start learning to play musical instruments now. Except Walnut. Home Depot has Walnut. Nice walnut, too. What am I supposed to do? Well, you know, make a banjo. This one, cut out sections that look like this, laminate them together, and then trim around the outside. You're going to end up with basically a stack like that. And then the banjo head goes over the top there, and that's going to hold everything together. It ought to look like somebody made it anyway. And anyway, we'll work on shaping, hollow out the neck a little bit to fit this. Glue everything together. I got to put some T-nuts in here, and then I have to cut some insets, make room for T-nuts, and then everything will glue on top. The T-nuts will be permanently buried inside the banjo. You know, won't be able to work on them. That's okay. The whole thing should be done a few weeks, maybe a month. Depends on how much free time I have and how enthusiastically I work. Okay, so I'm making progress now. I have an 1/8 inch thick platform. This is for, I'm building my fretboard. I'm going to have a very decorative fretboard. I made a little diamond right there. That's about where the 12th fret is going to be. That marks my 12th fret. And laminate some wood onto the face here. In the meantime, picked up a banjo head. Well, it's a drum head, but it will be a banjo head because I'm going to put it on a banjo. This lets me measure, do the final fitting on my rim, which is too big and needs to be reduced. I thought it was. And my tension ring is too big, and once I'm finished cleaning it up, get it all even, then I need to laminate in some shims on the inside here so that it doesn't fall through. So, making progress, a lot more work to be done. Well, it's coming along fairly well. We're in the slow, painful part now. We're starting to get ready to do the finishing. All the cutting and gluing is practically done. I got 1 or 2 small projects to do, and then it's nothing but shaping and sanding and shaping and scraping and sanding and polishing and sanding, and what a pain. Resonator, not as dark as I wanted it to be. I might cheat and actually touch that up a little bit. Tension ring, I've got some thin stuff glued into the inside surface to make the hole a little smaller, give it a better fit, and it doesn't look too bad. Oh, 12th fret came out really well. There's my little diamond. I've got fret markers drilled into the side. Those are small pieces of walnut. I'm having fun with that walnut. Yeah, my T-nuts are starting to stick out a little bit. See it? Once everything's smoothed out and fitted, they don't really look right. So I cut some thin strips of wood, soaked them, and then left them overnight inside the body like that. And then today, I'll glue them on the outside to cover the T-nuts, and then rasp them down until just a thin layer covers up the parts of the metalwork. That'll look pretty good. Or that'll look not too bad. That'll look like it. I'm hoping it looks like I did it on purpose rather than as an afterthought anyway. So, oh yeah. Skirt on the tension ring is deep enough, it covers the screws, so it'll look pretty nice. Need to make a mount for the resonator so it doesn't fall off whenever time I pick the thing up. Need to rasp down the irregularities on the outside of the resonator. Clean it up. A little sanding, a little shaping. A few more weeks and I should be ready to start final assembly. Yeah, there we go. There's my center brace and that flat part on the top. Going to have a screw going down in there. That's going to hold my resonator on. It's a center screw mount, very traditional, very early 20th century, jazz age. Be very stylish, I hope. So, a little glue. Yep, managed to get it backwards. Make sure it's lined up. That's nice. A little tape. Metal frets. Metal frets are the enemy. Is that pointed in the right direction? I don't think so. Bring it a little more this way. How about that? Yeah. There we go. Metal frets are the enemy. Everything has to be lined up and measured. All the cuts and grooves have to be exactly the right size to get it to go in, and yet not so loose that it falls out again. And then everything has to be leveled off and then somehow smoothed, and it's a pain in the neck to get it right. I have never had a really good set of metal frets. There it is, post varnish. Color really came out well on this one. I did darken the stripes here, and the chestnut stain makes a pretty good match. I think it looks okay. So, next order of business. Oh yeah, here's my center brace. That's got my hole drilled in it there, already set up. That's single screw through the center of the resonator. Looks pretty good. So now we begin the final construction. Put everything together, get all the screws in, the tailpiece on. Standard operation. Should be fun. Okay, and that's snug. Yep. We'll let that settle for a little bit. And then we'll come back and we'll tighten it up properly later. Merry Christmas. Now the fun part, getting this to line up with the hole here. Ha! Found it. One banjo. Yeah, I don't want to drop it too hard like that. That'll snap that thing right off. Gotta be careful with that, I guess. Okay. Now we need the tailpiece. Put the pegs on, put the strings on, make a band, make a bridge. But starting to look like a banjo. There's the finished product, such as it is, and meaning no ill will to the poor thing. It's a bit of a curve right in here, so the action has to be kind of high down here to get it up off the frets up at the top of the neck. I'm not entirely happy with that, but it might be okay. I play it for a while like this, and if it turns out to be too much of a pain, then I'll have to take the frets off and sand it down, try to get it level down the length of it, and then start over again. New frets. But for now, it sounds kind of like this.